10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All hail the Knights of the Gimmick table, where we spit the truth at the infamous round table and your feelings get left at the door. I'm Boogaloo. This is LowRyda, and welcome to Knights of the Gimmick table.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. Before we get started, let's pay these bills, right? Where's this first one at? There you go. I'm guessing Louis' internet just froze up on him. All right, sleeps.com. Get your athletic gear at sleeps.com. Whether you're an athlete, you know somebody that's an athlete, get those dirty boxers, get the arm sleeves, the knee sleeves, the dick sleeves, the whatever else kind of sleeves you want. And use our code MWAPOD for that 10% discount. And healthvape.com. Health Vape sells healthy vaping alternatives. All their products have no nicotine, no harmful or addictive chemicals, and they're vitamin infused. So make sure you pick yourself up some of their vape or pod products using our code MWAPOD for that 10% discount. Our guest actually coined the phrase, it's like smoking a Red Bull. So yeah, make sure you guys get some of that. I guess we lost Boogaloo and his crappy internet. So I'm just going, how you doing in that? Good to see you. Hey guys, it's good to see you live. I don't have to play catch up today. Well, we appreciate you tuning in like always. Well, I'm gonna just bring our guest in since oh wait, hold on. Let me do this one more thing before I bring our guest in. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MWA World. Subscribe to us on all podcast platforms and YouTube, MWA Podcast Network, twitch.tv/MWA World, and storefrontier.com/MWA World, where you can get those awesome merch like that shirt right there. So, and you can get from all the shows. So make sure you guys check that out. Without further ado, I'm gonna just bring our guest. Oh, there goes Boogaloo also. He's back. The man is back. You got some shitty internet, man.
I don't know what the fuck's going on the last 2 weeks with this damn internet.
You better call your internet provider. Yeah, I can hear you right now. How you doing, Carmelate? Well, thanks for tuning in. Yep, you're breaking up, man. All right, I'm gonna just bring our guest in. Well, there he goes. The man, the myth, the legend, Angry Allan Kwee. What else?
Yeah, I got a new name, baby. I'm the waiver right here.
Original waiver. Original waiver.
OG waiver.
And earlier, you called me. What'd you call me? Skinny? I look skinny.
Yeah, man. You're looking a little on the thin side, brother.
Yeah, I know, bro, man. I'm down 30 pounds, but it's all thanks to my damn shoulder surgery and getting an infection and being sick for the last.
Hey, month. let me ask you a question, Allan. How long was that shoulder jacked up for?
It's been jacked up for a couple years and it finally gave out on me.
Yeah, because you said the doctor told you Like he almost gave up.
Tough guy.
Yeah,
How
he
you
in
doing?
surgery almost gave up. He said he almost couldn't fix it. It was so bad. He said it was obliterated. So, I've been dealing with it for a couple of years, and then I was doing presses, shoulder presses, and it just popped like a damn firecracker. And I don't know if you know anything about the shoulder, but they got 4 tendons. I tore all 4 tendons, so it wasn't like just a regular shoulder surgery with your rotator cuff. What's up, Annette?
Hi, Allan.
Yeah, man, I've been trying to take care of myself, man.
It's good to see you back on the podcast.
And that tunes in today because Alan's on the show.
Hey, man, I don't blame her, but she probably looks at me now. So, boy, who's that 10-year-old boy on the show?
Nah, she tunes in on our on the sports Tuesday. Show. You just ain't been there.
I guess.
Well, no, because she normally works on Wednesday, so that's why she don't tune in to us.
She's at work.
She said her supervisor wasn't there, so she's able to sneak on the podcast today.
Well, that's good. Annette still loves me after losing 30 pounds.
Well, it's gonna be hard to not love the Allan. There we go.
Look, we got
Pops over
What's up,
here,
buddy?
Yeah, man.
You got your grandpops in town too, right?
No, that's my pops, man.
Okay, my bad.
Z28.
I misunderstood you then. You mean pops? You couldn't drive back from New York by yourself? Come on, man.
No, he was hurting. You know what, man? That dude drove. He's
coming Thursday.
Time. And he went back and he's driving back.
Coming back Thursday.
So.
Hey, pops, take it easy, man.
Yeah, that dude's an animal, man. He stayed up the whole time, no sleep.
Damn. I just had a buddy of mine. I know his father-in-law passed away Saturday. He was going down the store to get lottery tickets, and some bitch always wears a seatbelt. Well, he didn't have a seatbelt on. He hit some dip in the road, and it threw him out, flipped the car, threw him out the passenger side window, and he was dead in the ditch, man.
Oh, shit.
I mean, you got to be careful driving, bro.
Wow, man. Yeah, that's there you go. He's gone again. He's gone again. Well, Angel said there's always gimmick that Sonny could drive you to run your errand.
Angel, listen, man, I'm tired of you neighbors treating me like this, man.
Man, Allan, man, I definitely miss you, brother.
Yeah, I miss some of the stuff, man. But honestly, a lot of times, man, it's pain in the butt, man. You guys know how it is getting guests, and
it's never easy to reach out to people, and we have a third co-host now.
Yeah, I see that.
He my brother said that he was scared. He got scared off by you.
You got scared off by me? Why's that?
He ain't want to come on. But now Stockade had a family emergency, so he won't be on with us today. Cool. But man, so obviously I'm gonna be running this show today because let's get started, man. Like you were doing indie work, but before you went to the power plant, right?
Yeah. I was wrestling up. I'm from Ohio originally, so Alliance, Ohio, A-Town, baby. I used to do some tag team stuff with one of my best friends up there. His name was Greg Anderson. He was actually on my podcast.
I remember him. I remember.
He wrestled as Rogue, and my name was Vitor. And the reason I chose the name Vitor because I started watching UFC and I like that Vitor Belfort. So I kind of switched it up a little bit instead of Vitor, and I spelled Vytor, and we were Terminal Punishment. So we wrestled up, Ohio, Michigan, like West Virginia, Pennsylvania. Did a bunch of stuff up around that area. Some good talent up there at the time. There was a few guys I remember. You remember a guy named Chris Hahn? He did all he was like one of the the Saturday morning jobbers you call him.
Okay, man. So I used to love those guys, man.
Yeah, there was a few guys from Mansfield, Ohio that my buddy Greg started training at. Kid Collins, his name was. I don't know if you remember that guy. And they used to have a guy named Thunder Morgan, Jimmy Lee. He did kind of like an Undertaker gimmick. And all those guys did the enhancement talent on Saturday mornings for WWF at the time.
Oh,
so
okay. So,
I kind of got wrapped up in their group.
Saturday morning show.
I guess. Yeah, see, I grew up with WWF because we didn't really have cable until I got in high school. So I couldn't watch TBS and watch WCW or it was the NWA back that time. Yeah. So I grew up, idolizing Hulk Hogan, and he's I don't know if I ever showed you my shirt. I went to the Survivor Series. The first 2 Survivor Series was in Richfield, Ohio, which before they built the Gund Arena in Cleveland, they did it outside of Cleveland in Richfield, Ohio. And I caught his shirt when he ripped it off, the second one.
Shit.
Yeah. So then years later, WCW, when I wrestled with him, it wasn't that I was afraid to ask him to sign my shirt, but I was kind of like, this dude's going to think I'm some kind of mark. And he's going to say, fuck. So, you know who, Molly Holly, Nora Greenwald, she's good friends with Hogan because, you know, she was, you know, friends with Macho Man, the whole gimmick. So I said, Nora, because she was in the power plant with us and we became good friends. And she was actually on my podcast too. So you can check that episode out. She actually took the shirt and had Hogan sign it for me. And I got it signed. It says, to Allan, stay strong in kayfabe, Hulk Hogan. So, you know, awesome. That's a big time, you know, deal for me. So.
Man, that Hogan was always my favorite when I was a kid, man.
But you know, they say you don't want
Hogan wasn't my favorite.
No, bitch, you were Ultimate Warrior guy.
Yeah,
you were.
Come on, man. I was a Hulkamaniac.
Although you did cry in that Saturday Night Main Event when Andre the Giant came in that. No, when Andre the Giant headbutted him in the Battle Royal, busted his head open. LowRyda did cry for Hogan.
Don't worry, LowRyda's right there with you, man.
Listen, yeah, Louis wants to talk all tough. He cried when Stone Cold had to get knee surgery, and Louis was 25 at that time.
No, I didn't cry. I cried when Triple H popped his quad.
Oh man, yeah, that was rough. That's about the time I met Triple H when he tore his quad.
That was definitely rough, man.
That was rough.
Shit. But so. You started doing the indies and shit. Where did you actually start training?
Honestly, I was kind of self-trained. My buddy Greg taught me a little bit. There was a guy up there named Michael Firehouse that did some indies stuff. He was a volunteer fireman, so he lived his gimmick, you know. And so the volunteer fireman owned this old closed down elementary school, and I believe it's Robertsville, Ohio, a little small town. You blink your eye, you'll miss it. He actually had a ring set up in this little like abandoned elementary school that the fire department owned. So I was like, you know, I need to meet this guy. So I got a hold of him. I can't remember how I got his phone number. I think I knew somebody that knew him. So I met him down in Robertsville. He took me over to the school and said, yeah, here's my ring and stuff. And he goes, you want to start training? Here you can. So Pork Chop Kincaid. That's Pork Chop Cash.
No, he's talking about our the third host.
Oh, Cade, or what's his name? Cade?
Stockade. Or Cade Lothbrok.
Yeah, so my buddy Greg, he started training me in there, and then maybe 2 weeks worth, and then we did our first indie tag team match together against. You remember the Batten twins? They used to wrestle down in Puerto Rico. They were big time back in the day. Bart and Brad, the Batten twins.
I think when you were talking about them one time on the Funkin' Kingpin show, I looked them up because I was thinking they were somebody else originally. But yeah,
good guys, great workers too.
But I don't remember them actually. I don't remember ever watching them work or anything like that.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I'm a little older than you guys, so I remember those guys. But yeah, man, I started doing some indies with those guys, and they taught me a lot. As we 20, probably 23, 24, maybe. Okay. So, I'm 50 now, so I've been doing it for, 28 years or something like that. Start wrestling with those guys. And I learned a little bit like that Hahn guy, Chris Hahn, he worked with us. We used to do shows at Armory over there in Wooster, Ohio. And we had a pretty good little deal going. Me and Greg actually ran a show of our own in our hometown. So we probably had a couple thousand people coming.
Oh, shit,
we made some money that day, and we had some of the Samoans over there from Pennsylvania, and we had like George Animal Steel. Yeah, we had Samu. That's who it was. Couldn't remember his name offhand, but we had some good guys around the Ohio area that worked that area. So I learned a little bit from a lot of guys. Never really had any formal training until I went to the power plant. But when I went to the power plant, I never wanted to tell them I had worked indies because I thought I would have got treated different. So I didn't want them to think that I knew anything. You know what I mean?
So yeah. What made you go to the power plant? What was the
I wanted to get somewhere, dude. I didn't know what to do. It's not like today where you got internet, you got 100 million people telling you where you can go, where all these people that are on social media, you can follow them, you can go all kinds of places now.
Yeah.
Back then,
and there's a wrestling school on every fucking corner nowadays.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So I was like, I told my fiance at the time, man, I said, listen, I said, I got to do something, man. I just knew I wanted to be in wrestling. I knew from the time I was a young kid that I was going to be on TV one day. And I always told people that, and everybody said, fuck, you're too small, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, I started working out. I started doing bodybuilding shows, powerlifting shows, started putting on some weight, took a lot of gas, got to where I needed
Gimmick.
to be. Yeah. So, I say, dude, when you got a frame like mine, what's up, German lady? I'm subscribed to German lady's YouTube channel. She's crazy. Okay. But
see, my pop says we're both Hogan fans.
Yeah, see,
jerk off.
Clown. So I don't know. You guys ever watch Nitro about this time? This was probably in '95,
I was
maybe.
Die hard into WCW.
Yeah, we used to see the commercials for the power plant.
Yeah. So I saw the same commercials. So I'm like, me and my fiance at the time, we're like, fuck, you think that's the only thing I knew what to do? I was like, well, fuck it, I'll pay my $250 and I'll try it. So I called him up and set up a tryout and stuff, and fly down to Atlanta, Georgia, get a rent-a-car, go to the hotel. So that night I flew in. It was kind of late, so I drove to try to find the school because I didn't want to be late in the morning. So I go down to this warehouse building. It was the drizzling shits, this building. I'm like, there's no fucking way this is where WCW power plant's at. I'm thinking I'm going to see the Twin Tower building, see fucking building. Yeah,
Turner standing there.
Yeah, or something. I thought I was going to see a bunch of fucking spotlights going around the building. And so I'm like, and the only reason I knew it was a building because, well, it was the address. It was on Carroll Street. I remember Carroll Street, but it had an old WCW ring truck, like the old box truck that looked like it was fucking falling apart. And I'm like, well, it says WCW. It's got to be it. So I get up in the morning, get there. And so you get there and you got to sign in. There's 35, 40 guys trying to, pay their $250 a tryout. Every month there was probably 40 guys or so. And about 8:00, man, when the shit hit the fucking fan, man, here comes Sarge, Buddy Lee Parker, fucking screaming, guys fucking all over the place, fucking yelling, pushing you, kicking you, fucking trying to rip your shirt off. Just, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Once at 8:00, dude, boom, it's fucking forget the nice shit. Give me your $250, get your ass in there and start fucking squatting. And that's what you did all day. At least 8 hours, man. If you couldn't fucking squat, they'd put a fucking bucket down there and you'd have to hit the bucket. 1,500 squats or more, push-ups, running. And this place was such a shithole. I remember doing push-ups, fucking sweat all over these mats, fucking ants crawling around, cockroaches crawling around. There's fucking mice in this building. I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? There's no way this is the fucking power plant.
So, when we heard about the power plant, you remember a guy named Adrian Bird? He worked.
Oh yeah, I wrestled him on Saturday night.
Okay, so
good dude, man. I like Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian, he was good. He's from Gleason's.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know he trained there.
So he told Johnny that the power plant was nothing but a money scheme, right? So
he wasn't lying.
So Johnny was like, "Yeah, that's for marks. Don't go. No." So nobody, like even OVW at the time, like unless they offer you a contract, don't spend money to go there, or whatever.
Yeah.
So he goes, just stay here, and that's the way it was. So
that's good. Yeah, it's good and bad. It depends on what time this was, because when I got in the power plant, it was
around the time you were there.
Yeah. What happened was when I got in there, you already had guys in there established, like Chuck Palumbo, Mark Jindrak. They were there before me. Okay. Reno, which are all the Natural Born Thrillers. Mike Sanders, Lash LaRue. You had Prince Iake in there. Now he'd already
so they
been
were
on
all
TV.
there before you had been there.
Yeah. Well, Prince had already been established on TV, and I believe he's already won the the cruiserweight belt or whatever. But they'd come in there all the time because everybody lived in Atlanta. This at that time was the hot spot for wrestlers. Everybody it was a wrestler, even in WWF, or WWE at the time. Most of those guys lived in Atlanta. Yeah. So there were so many guys I met. Perry Saturn was there, Canyon, Glacier, Ernest Miller, the Cat, Brian Clark, Brian Adams. All these guys would come in there. Then you'd have David Flair that never fucking worked a day in his life, drizzling shits. Arn Anderson to bring him in there with Barry Windham and his dad, Rick, and they'd come in there and try to teach this fucking clown how to wrestle. Now, I can talk about David like this because I'm good friends with David, and I still talk to him all the time. But and I'll be honest with you, that's why David liked me, because that's how I treated him. because I wasn't kissing his ass. Because this motherfucker come in the door making 175, 200,000. I'm making fucking nothing. And then the first contract I get, I'm making 30,000. You're getting your fucking rental cars, hotels. You're getting treated like a king. Don't even know how to take a fucking backbone. So, and that's why David always liked me, because he'd walk by the ring, or I'd walk by the ring. He'd be in the ring, goes, "Hey, Funk, can you come up here and teach me?" I'd be like, "Fuck you, Flair. I'm not teaching you shit, motherfucker." I said, "Have your fucking dad teach you something, you motherfucker." And he was like, "Come on, Funk." And I'm like, "Fuck you, Flair, you piece of shit."
So, just like a little side note, I remember Steve Corino had to work him one time, and I think this was around Steve Corino being the NWA champion.
Yeah.
Steve Corino cuts this promo on him. He goes, "Look at this." He goes, "It took your father 30 years to cement the legacy, and it took you less than a year to destroy it."
But you know what? All kidding aside, I love David Flair. He's a good dude. And he didn't do anything anybody else wouldn't have done that got thrown in that fucking position. Because who in the fuck would want to throw away that kind of
that money?
I mean, look at we have it going on right now with Taz and Hook. Taz's son Hook.
Yeah. I mean,
Brock
it
Anderson.
does. Whether you like it or not, whether it pisses off some of the boys, because they don't think these guys are paying their dues. Whether they pay their dues or not, I mean, it ain't for us to fucking decide. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, plenty of people get nowadays. It seems like everybody's getting through without having to pay dues.
Yeah. So, kind of like Piers Austin at fucking Mark. Fucking trying to buy his way in the fucking wrestling business.
Oh, shit.
I heard I read something the other day about Jake the Snake. Like, he went to go give somebody some advice.
Yeah,
and listen,
AEW.
One kid told him, "Yeah, I don't. It's all good. I already have my contract. I don't need to listen."
I mean, you know what? It's kind of true, right? But I mean, if Jake the Snake wanted to give me some advice, I'd probably listen to him.
Yeah,
and
man.
At least see what he had to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out of respect for the guy.
Mm-hmm. When Mega went to AEW, he said that somebody was telling him that Arn and Tully are there, and nobody even asked him like, "Hey, what'd you think of my match?" No, "Hey, can you got anything to?" He said nobody asked him anything.
Well, all them fucking kids know everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, man, that's fucking crazy.
But I mean, you see these matches on TV now. Wrestling ain't nothing like it was when Arn Anderson was wrestling.
Yeah, no.
It's kind of hard to give a kid advice where you don't really even. Not that he doesn't know what advice to give him, but honestly, Arn's he's at that age where it's hard for him to change his mind about certain things. So he might not like what he sees on TV. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But like for me, sometimes I don't like some of the shit I see on TV. But you know what? If you're going to watch wrestling, you got to get used to it because that's the way it is.
Yeah, sometimes you got to adapt.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go so far off. I mean, you can still need your fundamentals, but it's cool that you bring in this new shit. But you still got to tell a story, man. These guys are just. I saw. Like, I like Sammy Guevara, but I saw him in a ladder match with Scorp, and he just did a stupid ass flip off the fucking ladder for no reason, and almost killed himself.
But do you know him, or is that why you don't like him, or what?
No, I like Sammy. I never met him, but I know Scorpio Sky.
Oh, okay.
And Scorp's
a lot of those guys are they're great athletes, but they don't have any rhyme or reason why they do shit. I don't think they even know why they do shit. They just say, "Fuck it, let's do this and let's do this." You know what I mean?
That's the I actually seen. I think it was earlier today. Freaking Alex Porto posted, "Hey, if your opponent gets to the arena 5 minutes before your match, can you call it in the ring, or are you going to be asking the promoter to push your match back?"
Shit,
and it's nowadays. Like, man, nowadays these guys will be asking to fucking push their match back. But like for like the way I was trained, my brother showed me like, "Hey, you got to call in the ring." The main shit I try to make sure that I just try to let people know like, "Hey, when I call this move, because it's not a basic move that you're gonna know what the fuck how to do it. Yeah, this is how we're gonna go into it.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I mean, I'd be honest with you. If I had to do a match on TV, I'd probably be fucking lost. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do because I hadn't worked with a lot of these young guys. I did the last indie show I did. I wrestled the Cat, so me and him are kind of the same when it comes to wrestling. So shit, if I was in one of these matches, these young kids, I'd probably be like, fucking relax, kid. We ain't doing none of that shit. You know what I mean?
I want to do it. No.
Well, especially an indie show. Now, if I was doing TV, it'd be a different story. We're at an indie show. Fuck, we ain't doing none of that dumb shit, man. I ain't getting fucking hurt.
I remember your TV stuff, man. You were a fucking 150 miles an hour. Balls
well,
to the
dude, you know that's a tribute to the power plant, though. That's all we knew. We were cardio fucking machines, bro. Like if me and Elix Skipper wrestle, fuck, you might as well forget it. There ain't nobody hanging with us going. I mean, him and I would fucking be like 200 mile an hour.
Yeah, Elix was great, man.
Oh yeah,
great.
He was amazing.
He was an athlete, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention him. He was down there too when I got down there to the power plant.
He started with you.
Was that?
He started with you, Elix?
He started just right before me. Yeah.
Okay. How long were the classes?
Well, when you went for the tryout, it was a 3-day tryout. Now, when I say 3-day tryout, I mean it was a fucking 3-day balls to the wall. Okay, so there was probably 35, 40 guys in the tryout I started in. So at 8 o'clock, I told you when the shit starts, it's fucking on. It's 200 mile an hour from the time that fucking 8 o'clock until everybody fucking leaves, shits their pants, fucking gets thrown out, fucking gets hurt, gets your ass kicked, whatever. Whenever you fucking quit, it probably lasted till 5 or 6 o'clock every night. And that was only because they didn't want to leave. They wanted to keep fucking beating the shit out of you. I had my nose broke during my tryout. The second day, somebody jumped on me and I went to kick them off. They fucking punched me in the nose. Like Prince Kaide jumped on me at one point, and like 3 or 4 other guys jump on you. They start fucking putting the boots to you. And I mean putting the boots to you. They're fucking punching you. You're fucking covering up. You think you're in a fucking gang initiation to get fucking, it's fucking rough. I ain't shitting you. And people will think you're telling fucking stories, but let me tell you something. When you see these fucking guys, they did that show Unreal or the professional wrestling, it was on A&E or whatever it was. When they show the power plant in any of these videos, if you ever go on YouTube and watch some of the old power plant videos, the shit that we did in those videos, really, it was kind of mild compared to what we actually fucking did. And the videos are fucking brutal.
It was more for the camera. Y'all
they didn't
want you to go too crazy.
Yeah, and they were kind of afraid to put some of the stuff that was on.
So how many squats a day were you guys doing?
Dude, if I had to guess,
1,500.
Oh, easy.
And then on top of that, push-ups too.
Push-ups, sit-ups, and that was they had this thing called the gauntlet. They had 3 or 4 rings set up. You had to jump up on the apron, shoot the rope, do a front flip, land on your back, jump out, go to the next ring, boom, boom, front flip, boom, go to the next ring, boom, boom, front flip, boom, next ring. You just keep fucking going till they tell you to stop. You're taking fucking probably 100 ridiculous bumps a day, and you don't even know how to bump. You're just fucking saying, fuck it, I'm doing it so I don't get my fucking ass or my teeth knocked down my fucking throat. And in between that, you're doing these things where you got to get your knees up, hit the ropes, and you're screaming. They want you to scream and pump your fucking arms and shit as fast as you can. You're blowed up like a motherfucker. As soon as you step back, if they don't like it, somebody fucking clothesline you right out of your fucking shoes and then start putting the boots to you. I'm not kidding you, bro. It was fucking brutal.
Oh my God, man.
Like they beat the fucking shit out of you. It was the worst 3 days of my fucking life. And then at one point they'll take you outside. I went through my tryout in July in Atlanta, Georgia. It's fucking 90, 100 fucking degrees. Humid as a motherfucker. We're outside in the blacktop with shorts on. They make you take your shirt off. You're doing fucking sit-ups with your back hitting the fucking blacktop in the fucking parking lot, bro. Having you run back and forth to the trash can all the way down, back. And then at one point, there was this guy named Brett Hammer. He was a big motherfucker, probably about 285 pounds. He was actually in ECW. He passed away. But I can't remember what his name was in ECW. So Pez Watley was one of the trainers at the time, Pistol Pez Watley, and he was a badass too, man.
Yeah, I'm a pistol.
And
Pistol Pez.
So it was Sarge, Pistol Pez. You had a guy named Mike Winter, and then you had all these fucking guys like Prince IK and all these guys have been on TV sitting there helping them beat your ass. There's fucking probably 50 guys beating your ass. So, and I'm not kidding you. Within probably. So at 8 o'clock, they started class. I bet you by 8:15, there was probably 20 guys left. There was 20 guys dropped out that fucking fast. They were like, what the fuck? They couldn't
Like,
take it.
fuck this
In 15
shit.
fucking minutes, you seen grown men fucking crying and running for the fucking door. I ain't kidding. Like, they're like, fuck this shit. What the fuck did I sign up for? I paid $250 for this shit. So I'm not kidding you. Within an hour of my tryout, there was maybe 5 of us left within an hour.
Wow.
I was like, fuck, this is brutal, man. I'm getting, because now you're getting fucking 10-on-1 attention. You don't have 40 guys in the class no more. You got 5. So probably within, I'd say 2-3 hours, 3 of us were left. That's it.
And that was
day 1.
And that was day 1?
Fucking 1. That
so
was
then day 2 was just 3 of y'all still?
Yes.
Holy
yes. And
shit.
it was fucking brutal. So when I leave the power plant after the first day, I can't even fucking walk. I'm not exaggerating. No amount of you training to get ready for the power plant will prepare you for what you were going to step into. Nothing. I don't give a fuck. If you trained MMA, you'd walk in there and say, fuck this shit. I'm blowed up. I need some fucking time. Give me a break. You didn't get water breaks. You didn't get shit. The only time you got a break was for lunch. When they took lunch, you fucking sat there and tried to recover from your ass whooping you had for the previous 5 fucking hours. So after lunch, you know how it is when you're working real hard and it's hot outside and you fucking can't even move anymore. You don't want to get up and fucking go back to work. And that's what you had to do. You had to fucking suck it up and fucking get your ass working again. So when I left there the first day, no exaggeration, dude, I drove to a Kroger right by the cross street from the hotel. I stepped out of the car and fell right on my fucking face. I couldn't even fucking walk on my legs. That's how bad it was. I was fucking cramping. I literally couldn't even get up. I literally had to grab, I was by the shopping carts because I pulled up there because I was going to grab a shopping cart because I knew I needed to help me fucking walk. So I pulled myself up by the shopping cart thing, the poles and shit. And I get up, I got the shopping cart. I'm using it as a fucking walker. And I finally get in the store after probably an hour trying to get in the fucking store. So I buy a fucking big bag, couple bags of Epsom salt and like bananas and shit. I'm trying to eat some potassium because I'm cramping like a motherfucker. I get back to the hotel, man. I fill the bathtub up with a fucking bag of Epsom salt, hot fucking water. I sit in that sumbitch. I'm like sleeping in this fucker all night, like probably till about 9 o'clock at night. I'm in this fucking hot. I kept putting Epsom salt. I kept changing the water in the hot. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck I want to make it back for the second day. I'm calling my fiance on the phone. She's fucking having fun with a friend at the Cleveland Indians game in Ohio. And I'm fucking in the room wondering how I'm going to fucking walk the next morning. And it was that fucking brutal. And I'm not exaggerating. So one of my gimmicks was in the hotel room. I'm staying at a Holiday Inn. So I tie a towel to the fucking doorknob just to fucking pull my ass on the fucking shitter to take a shit in the morning. And I couldn't even pull myself back up hardly. I had to grab the towel to try to get my ass off the fucking toilet seat after I took a shit in the morning. And wow, and that's how bad it was. I literally fell out of bed, crawled to the fucking bathroom, and then it said, fuck, I figured out, fuck it, I'm going to tie a fucking towel to the doorknob and try to fucking pull myself up to get on my feet. That's how fucking bad it was.
Shit. Wow, so how'd day 2 go?
So day 2 was fucking 10 times worse because you couldn't, but once you got warmed up, I mean, you just suck it up. Like guys come over, fucking punch you in the sternum, and you're like, hey, fuck, that's all you got, motherfucker? Like, let's go, bitch. And then you get fucking 4 guys jump on you and fucking kick the shit out of you. And then you're fucking squatting. You run in the ring doing the gauntlet, doing the boom, boom on the rope, flipping. You're doing all these other drills. You're going outside again. No water, no nothing, dude. They're trying to break you because they want to see if you really want to be a pro wrestler. That was the whole gimmick. And I'm the only one that made it out of my class, out of 40 fucking guys. So if guys are watching
on day 3, there was still 3 of you left.
Well, now here's the deal with these guys. Now, when I say made it, these guys actually made it, but they never did any TV or nothing. So out of the guys that made it, there were guys that made it but never did anything. So and I'm talking hundreds of thousands of fucking guys. So if you look at the whole picture with like me, Chuck Palumbo, Sanders, Reno, Jindrak, and all these guys, Helix Skipper, Kid Romeo, all these guys, out of thousands of these motherfuckers that came in there and spent $250, we're the only ones that got on TV and fucking did something with it. So, it says a lot for guys that I just mentioned. Their work ethic, the way they were raised, they didn't quit. They had heart, shit you want to see when you're in wrestling school. You know what I mean? So as far as people saying it's probably one of the most brutal fucking wrestling schools, I'd have to say Yes, because I've never heard any other stories like the power plant stories from any other fucking gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you.
I mean, I've heard some horror stories, but not like the power plant stories.
Do you agree with that method of training?
You know what? As bad as it is, I do, because there are guys that, like if you watch that history of pro wrestling, like I was talking about, you got guys that come in there. You got these guys that are jacked, taking fucking gas, look like $1 million, but their body, can't run better than a fucking Ford Escort, but they look like a Porsche. You know what I'm saying? So you get these guys in there talking shit to the camera guy, saying, I'm fucking these guys up. I'm a fucking tough guy. Those are the guys that are out the door within minutes. So I do agree with the method as far as like weeding out the fucking weak guys. If you want to be a pro wrestler, suck it up. Show me you got some heart and some mental fucking toughness, and we'll give you a shot. And that's the way it was. And you got to respect that. And you got to respect the guys that actually made it, because it was fucking tough, bro. We actually, now this is no joke. I had guys from the Marines, every branch of the service come in there. They would fucking leave and say, fuck this shit. I would rather do 8 weeks of basic training than 3 days of this shit any fucking day of the week. That's how rough it was. Man. And I'm not saying it because I made it through it, but you ask anybody that's been through it, ask somebody that didn't make it through it. They'll tell you probably it was worse.
Shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It makes me proud to say I'm part of one of that group, the few of that group that actually made it out of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
now, did Goldberg actually go through the power plant?
No, like him, they used to advertise like Paul White, the Giant, Goldberg. Now they trained down there, don't get me wrong, but they didn't go through the 3-day trial.
Through the tryout.
They were handpicked and they were groomed, kind of like Cena and Orton and them guys up in OVW.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's what I figured. But I remember seeing him when he first came up, and they were like, "Oh, he's from the power plant," and it's like, "Oh, okay, he survived the power plant." Like,
well, not taking anything away from Bill, because at the time I was friends with Bill. Bill's kind of hard to deal with business wise, but he's a cool dude. And he was always cool to all of us down at the power plant, but he didn't go through what we went through. I don't know if he'd have made it.
We have John Bradley asked, "What are your thoughts on the Four Horsemen?"
Great, man. Arn Anderson, good dude. He was always cool with me. He was my agent a lot. Ric Flair, I mean, whether you like him or not, you can't deny his legacy in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it depends on what horseman he's talking about. Tully Blanchard was never met the guy. Heard good things about him. He was a hell of a worker. Ole Anderson, great guy, hard worker. Hard nosed, fucking Minnesota guy.
Yeah, I like it.
Barry Windham, hell of a good dude, good worker. Who am I missing? Lex Luger, asshole. No, I mean Lex Luger was a butthole at one point. He found Jesus, thank God, and he turned his ways around. But back in the WCW days, he was a butthole, and I actually told him that when he asked me, and I told him he was the biggest asshole I ever met. So me and him became friends after that. I guess that's why people like me, because I don't fucking tell them anything.
Sugarcoat it.
Yeah, exactly, and that is awesome. Like, I feel like nowadays, it's so different. Like, the way wrestling schools work and everything. It's
with all these fucking pussies nowadays, you can't probably if they were doing that shit now, the power crazy. You know what? Bill DeMott got fired from WWF because of the fucking, what was that show, Tough Enough, which was a fucking joke. Those guys in Tough Enough couldn't have lasted fucking 15 minutes in the power play, and I'll bet any amount of money any of them motherfuckers wouldn't have made it.
I believe it.
And Bill DeMott got in trouble, and he didn't do anything. They didn't have them motherfuckers doing nothing.
I think he got in trouble for, I guess, making somebody put their face in somebody else's ass.
Doing something stupid
just to get out of training.
Down at the power plant, bro, like that shit. He didn't do anything. If he'd have been, if they would have had Sarge come up there and do anything, that motherfucker would have got fired in fucking 3 minutes. As soon as he walked in the door, started fucking kicking shit and fucking spitting and yelling and screaming, fucking grabbed somebody by the shirt and fucking throw him on the ground, he would have been out of there fucking less than 3 minutes.
Man,
that was every day he was like that, Sarge?
Bro, during the tryouts, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But now after the tryouts, once we became friends with Sarge and we were actually training, Sarge was a good dude, man. Hell of a trainer. He's very patient. And fucking Sarge, dude, he's I won't say he's up there with Brad Armstrong, but in my opinion, Brad Armstrong is one of the most underrated fucking talent in the history of pro wrestling.
Yeah, I heard that about him too. I just heard that like if he was able to, the personality he had backstage, if he was able to project that on TV, he would have been a star.
Dude, every time you saw Brad Armstrong,
he was a good worker. He just he didn't have the personality, I guess.
No, but they said backstage he was like funny. You know, he was.
Oh, dude, he was the coolest motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life, bar none. Coolest fucking dude in professional wrestling history.
Had a good look too.
Good look, great body. Hell, until the day he died, his body was fucking unbelievable. Me and him, I opened up a supplement store in Marietta, Georgia. He actually used to work for me at my supplement store. So I seen him every day. So the one thing Brad would do to you, no matter who you are, even if he met you two guys, as soon as you met him, I'd say, Brad, this is, LowRyda, Boogaloo. He'd lock up with you. That's what he just lock up. He'd go, hey kid, and boom, he'd lock up. And either you locked up or he grabbed you and fucking in the headlock. So it was like, yeah,
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking awesome, dude. He was the greatest fucking dude ever, man. Nicest fucking guy. Never heard a guy say a bad word about him, but I get thrown off the subject. Sarge was kind of on that. I would put Sarge in that category. Sarge was a hell of a worker. Now he was a stiff motherfucker, and everybody's going to tell you that. He'll tell you that. If Sarge's biggest problem was he was stiff as fuck, and he didn't give a shit if you were stiff. You could fucking hit him. You could run him over with a car, and he'd be like, "Yeah, hell of a spot, kid. Hell of a spot. You fucking nailed me." And then he'd fucking get up and fucking tater your ass. But if Sarge would have learned how to be put a little more finesse in his work, he probably would have been a fucking major fucking wrestling star, man.
How tall was Sarge?
Sarge is about fucking 4'2".
That's what I heard. Yeah,
no, Sarge he's probably 5'7", 5'8",
short.
But I'm not much taller. I'm 5'9", so but you know what? I can still make fun of him. He's a short fucker.
So I also heard the same thing about Malenko. I heard he was like backstage, he's real witty and shit, and just
Malenko was like that. He always cut up and was a good dude. Always good to the power plant guy. So, but yeah, he had that weird kind of witty. He'd always give you smart ass remark shit.
Yeah,
and I'll always have a joke or always be joking around. And he was always around Benoit, and Benoit was the total fucking opposite.
Then he goes to the fucking ring and became all stone faced.
Yeah.
But that's cool,
But
here's
the shit with Brad Armstrong. Now they give him some dumb fucking shit to do. Like, you remember when they give him that fucking buzzkill gimmick where he had the fucking tie-dyed, the fucking fake hair and shit? Dude, that was brutal. And
dude, he did a lot of he bounced around with so many gimmicks there.
Yeah, and he was in the No Limit Soldiers with fucking Chase Tatum and the Easy, or what was that guy's name? Who was the No Limit Soldiers? What was that rapper? Well, yeah, 4x4. But what was the fucking singer?
Master P.
God dang, Master P. Yeah, and Master P and all them fucking guys 4x4. They call them Swole or whatever. Yeah. Nicest fucking guys. They used to come down to power plant.
Was it 4x4? Was Teddy the Tank?
Maybe.
I
know they called him Swole too. I think.
Yeah, he was from New York. He was
a great dude though. He was a good dude.
Teddy the Tank. He used to do indies with us when I first started.
One of the nicest. He's like a big teddy bear, man. Nice dude. Yeah. But who else we used to have come down the power plant? You remember the guys from the you might know the name Mike O'Hearn from he did the
bodybuilder.
Yeah, but he did the second American Gladiators. He's always on like Instagram with fucking Billy
Gunn,
Billy Gunn, yeah. Well, now I don't have anything against Mike O'Hearn. And then there was another guy that come on there. His name was Tim. He was on the American Gladiators with him. He used to be like a trucker guy. He had like the cutoff flannel shirt. And then there was I don't know, what was the actor, the guy that fucking bounces his peg on the Old Spice commercial? Wasn't he
Terry Crews?
Wasn't he on that?
No, he was on
He
was on the other show, Battle Dome or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, so there was a black
because I remember Steiner was on Battle Dome.
Oh, was he?
And they had Rick Steiner and Terry Crews go at it.
Oh, I guess. Well, that was a fucking gimmick. So anyway, these guys come to power plant. Now Mike O'Hearn's body, he's kind of like I was telling you earlier. Looks like a fucking Porsche. Get him in the ring, he ain't even a fucking go-kart. This motherfucker is about athletic as a fucking broomstick. And I'll tell him to his face because I whipped his ass all over the fucking floor down the power plant. Now all these guys come in there thinking they're tough guys from this fucking American Gladiators. Dude, these motherfuckers couldn't have lasted 2 minutes with anybody from the power plant. We used to kick the shit out of them. I told one of the guys that wrote for the magazine, said, you got to get me on American Gladiators. I'll get on TV and fuck up every one of these guys. I'll beat the shit out of them. They won't have nobody left to fucking do the TV show. I'll win all the fucking money. We won't even have to do the fucking obstacle course at the end because all these motherfuckers would be crying. And they're like, hell no, we're not putting you on that fucking show. I said, because you're a bunch of fucking pussies. I'd have killed them some bitches on that show. I wanted to go on that show so bad it fucking made me sick.
That was always a cool show to me. I thought
the original.
Yeah, the original one was cool. The other one was very gimmicky.
Was Michael Hearn on the Battle Dome or the American Gladiators?
I think he was on Gladiators, but Terry Crews was on
Battle
Terry
Dome. Crews was on the Battle Dome.
Because
I don't know.
Terry Crews was T Money, right, Chung?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was T Money. Because we used to have a joke with him. We was like, oh yeah, you ain't gonna fuck up T Money, and one of my boys was like, I'm being bigger and better.
I bet Terry Crews was the same way, man. All fucking gimmick. I'd like to see that motherfucker come down the power plant. I'd have ripped his fucking pecs off.
Old Spice, neighbor.
Oh. That's right. You got the waiver right here, baby.
Oh man. So you went and did the power plant. How'd you finally get your TV shot? You know?
Well, actually, thanks to Kid Romeo. Kid Romeo was one of them guys, man. This fucking guy could fall in a bucket of shit and smell like a rose. I'm sure you heard that term. He used to get so much fucking heat because he was like, hey, Kid Romeo. He'd go around, he'd get heat. He didn't give a shit. So somehow, well, I mean, I know how, but he became friends with like Kevin Sullivan, Jimmy Hart, Kevin Nash, because he'd fucking give him gimmicks. The gimmicks. And he'd have bags of fucking gimmicks, pain pills, somas, Percocets, fucking whatever you wanted. And that's how he got his fucking spot on TV. He ain't gonna fucking admit that, but fucking that's the way it was, and I ain't fucking pulling no punches. I'm good friends with Kid Romeo, but fuck him. So, but he did help me get on TV. He always liked working with me because I was a good worker. Not my words. You know, he knew I was a good worker.
You guys had some good matches.
So he come to me and said, "Hey, Kevin Nash is going to come down here and check me out. I want to get in the ring with you so he can watch you." So Kevin Nash come down the power plant with Jimmy Hart and a couple other guys I don't remember, and we get in the ring and me and Kid Romeo was rolling around doing some shit. Kevin's like, I like it. Let's get you booked on a Saturday night show. So me and first Saturday night show, me and Kid Romeo they booked us on 2 matches. So we were on the Saturday night show for 2 weeks because if you wrestle 2 matches, you got to be. They only taped it every other week. So yeah, we go down to Roanoke, Virginia. I do my first TV match with Kid Romeo. He goes over the first match. I go over the second match. We started a little feud for the Saturday night gimmick, which was cool.
Yeah, man, I used to love watching WCW Saturday Night.
That's where I wrestled Adrian Byrd.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was always on Saturday.
Oh, dude, that dude was on Saturday. He wrestled every fucking buddy, probably. Mm-hmm. Now, there was another guy, Burkhead or Dave Burkhead. You remember him?
The name sounds familiar.
Because I always kind of got those guys confused. But, yeah, man, all those guys, the enhancement talent you call them or whatever, whatever anybody wants to call them, they were good guys, man. And they were good fucking workers. And they made guys like me have good matches, So, people make fun of them. But shit, man, without them guys, the guys from the power plant wouldn't have had, guys to make them look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Other than each other, we always wrestled. Like I wrestled Sonny Siaki and Chuck Plumbo and Reno a lot, and Neelix Skipper and Kid Romeo, just because we were used to each other at the power plant. So, we all worked together and helped each other out. So it was, we're still tight. All of us still talk, man. So, it's something we'll have for the rest of our lives. All of us guys together.
It's funny. I typed in Dave Burkhead and fucking one of the first pictures is Adrian Byrd too.
I'm telling you, everybody gets them confused, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I had some good matches with those guys, and they were always professional, good dudes.
That's cool, man. Yeah, Adrian Byrd was cool. I remember him coming down to Gleason's and shit.
Yeah, and if anybody ever tells you I was an asshole backstage, fuck them. They're lying.
Nah, I know Alan Funk.
Yeah, nah, I name drop Alan Funk now. Every time somebody's like, "Oh yeah, you know anybody famous?" Yeah, I know Alan Funk.
Shit, yeah, they say, who the fuck is that?
And then the second person I name is Pierce Austin. They be like, you know Pierce?
You know that fucking Mark from Australia? You know that fucking dick sucking Mark from Australia? Yeah, I know him too.
Shit.
Man. But yeah, man, that was like, so you went and you got some shine there, and when you first went in, you weren't Kwee, right? They gave you the Kwee after that, right?
Yeah, you know,
you were angry. Were you angry, Alan?
Yeah, I love doing the angry Alan shit, bro. It was just natural for me, you know. Like I do have a natural temper, but I'm a pretty laid back dude.
We've seen.
I've known you. I've seen it.
I got a good sense of humor, man. Everybody knows me to cut up and shit, you know. And but you know, the older I get, man, the more no nonsense I get. If something pisses me off, I'll just tell you. And you know, you guys saw it with the Bagwell video. And, you know, me, just for the record, me and Bagwell's made up since then.
That's awesome. Yeah, he seems like he's doing good. Like he's taking care of himself.
But you know, he's not blowing my phone up wanting to eat dinner with me. But you know,
I heard he's beefing with Braun Strowman now.
What? I don't know. He might be, but you know him and I know they're. I don't know if this is out, but he's staying at DDP's house with somebody else, and they're shooting some kind of reality show.
Oh, good for him, man. I hope everything works out for him.
Yeah, apparently he wants to do death matches and shit. I think GCW is bringing him in for a death match.
Motherfucker's already half dead. He don't need to be doing that shit. No, but you know, I'm just cutting up. But you know,
nah, man. You know what, man? I'm glad y'all reached out, man.
I reached out to him and told him I was sorry about his mom because, you know, nobody wants to lose their mom.
Well, yeah, especially his mom. His mom was a tag team champion of the world.
No shit, right? Fucking Judy Bagwell. She was one of the boys, that's for sure.
That's cool, man. Hey.
I know you tell the story about him like she was shaving his ass.
Yeah, don't bring that up, man. Come on, we're trying
to he's trying to fucking
I remember the building
fences,
we were in the fucking Palace Auburn Hills in Detroit, Michigan, of all places.
Yeah, man. So how'd they come up with the Kwee gimmick for you?
So me and Mike Sanders always hung out. We were good buddies. And I don't know if you remember the old Saturday night shit. Me and Mike Sanders were doing a gimmick called the Double A Team.
Yeah, team.
I was Angry Alan and he was above average. So and we had a blast doing that. And that's what I wanted to do, man. I wanted to get on Nitro doing that gimmick, you know, because it was fucking fun. It was natural for me. And me and Mike together were awesome, I thought. And at that time, I don't know if you remember this, but he was scared to death talking on a mic. And then this motherfucker gets on Nitro and he's on fucking 8 out of 10 segments fucking running his mouth.
Let me tell you something. He was damn good on the mic.
Yeah, he came into his own. And, you know, I got nothing but good things to say about Mike, and me and him were
wasn't a bad worker either, man.
He was a good worker at one point, but then after a while there, he didn't have to wrestle. And he kind of, you know, me and him had a match on the one of the pay-per-views in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we tore the fucking house down. I don't know if you remember that match, but it was fucking amazing. We had a hell of a match, dude. It was probably 15 minutes long. We wrestled for the Cruiserweight title. That's when like Mean came out with me, and then you had the Natural Born Thrillers come out and save Mike and save him the Cruiserweight belt and stuff. But it was a hell of a match. And Mike just kind of didn't have to wrestle anymore, so he kind of just didn't, and people kind of forgot that he was a good worker.
Yeah, he was. When the Natural Born Thrillers, when they started, he stood out from all of them.
Yeah, he wrestled at first.
Personally, he stood out to me because he was a good worker, and the other ones you could see they were green. Even though they were maybe been doing it for a minute, he was a little more polished than they were, and then he was good on the mic. So that's why he stood out to me.
Well, see, and you know why that is? Because Mike became friends with Sarge, real good friends with Sarge, like before I even got down to Power Play. So, you know, he'd pick Sarge's brain, and he actually traveled with Sarge. So, you know, Sarge, you could tell, like you noticed, if somebody that noticed could definitely tell a difference with Mike and, you know, some of the other guys starting out. Because at that time, Chuck Palumbo was green as shit when he got on TV. And I was too. I was green as fuck. I'm just kind of going by, you know, Arn trying to help me out, being my agent and stuff. And, you know, learn stuff from like Sarge taught me and Paul Orndorff, and trying to, you know, mix everything together and try to figure out, you know, who I was as a wrestler. But, you know, it worked out good because I was a good athlete and I had a great body, and, you know, I could work with anybody.
Yeah, Chuck Palumbo. I noticed Chuck Palumbo got better. It wasn't in WCW. He got good in WWE.
Yeah. He came into his own in WWE.
Yeah, he did, like personality wise, everything was all clicking in WWE.
Yeah. But I will say this: if you didn't have a punch, his fucking offense would be 0.
He did have a good punch.
But no, Chuck's a good dude. I still talk to Chuck to this day, man, and he was a hell of a good dude from day one, the first day I met him till now. So
yeah,
you had a great interview with him too, man. Like I enjoyed that interview because, like, for me, seeing all of that, I just remember watching you guys when I was a kid, enjoying Nitro and Saturday Night and stuff like that. So
yeah. Chuck was the very first guest on Get Funked.
Yeah.
Who's the tall guy you interviewed?
Ron Reese, the big
that motherfucker. That dude is funny as fuck.
The Yeti dude, he's the funniest son of a bitch you ever meet.
Yeah,
him and Brad Armstrong are kind of a lot alike. They used to hang out a little bit, and then fucking Ron's a 7 foot, like he's fucking legit 7'4" maybe.
Yeah,
I mean that motherfucker got in my car. I bought a brand new Toyota Camry XSE with a fucking red leather interior and shit. I go pick the son of a bitch up to do that autograph signing where Bagwell and me got into it.
Yeah.
This fucker gets in my car. He's got his fucking knees in the fucking windshield like this. Fucking can't even get in my car. He can't even close the door. My buddy's in the back seat. My buddy had to scoot over. He put the seat all the way back in the back, the fucking back, all the way into the back seat, and still can't fit in the car. I was like, dude, you're gonna fucking break my car. Let's get into your car. He's like, fuck. He had so much shit in his car. He sells. He's like a salesman for some wine merchant or something. Okay. And he's got his fucking car full of cases of fucking wine and shit. So
nice.
And then the motherfucker, he's kicking my seat like he's kicking the door, trying to get it to bounce back so he can close it. I was like, dude, fucking stop kicking my door. I just bought my car.
I got the fucking car.
So I get out and fucking shut the door for him. He can't even hardly fit in the car. I'm like, God dang, this is already this night's not starting out good. And then I get into it with Bagwell and stuff. So.
I would like to have him on our show,
dude. I can ask him.
Ask him, man, because he was, man, his personality.
That was definitely.
I'm gonna text him right now and ask him if he does podcasts, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, exactly, Pops.
He's a great dude, man.
Stories.
Yeah, his personality is amazing, man.
So another good one was I had on my show with Lash Rue was I don't remember him, Luther Biggs. He was with Glacier.
The horseshoe dude, right?
He's well. Okay, here's the deal.
No.
Yeah, that's Luther Reigns. Luther Biggs was Coach Buzz Stern was played by Glacier for a brief moment. It was a short-lived gimmick. Dusty Rhodes came up with it. I think that was the case.
The Glacier gimmick?
No. The Coach Buzz Stern come out with his Luther Biggs.
Yeah.
And Luther was kind of overweight and didn't have a great body, but he had a good personality. He could work. So Coach Buzz Stern come out with his, tight haircut with a coach's whistle, like the coach's football shorts and stuff. Yeah. And it said Buzz Stern Athletic, on his shirt.
Yeah.
And he played a hell of a gimmick. And then Luther would always come around with a towel and kind of jog out there and be out of fucking breath by the time he got to the ring. And, Coach Buzz Stern would blow the whistle and whatever. But, yeah, Luther, he was another good guest. I don't think he likes doing podcasts, but man, he was a great guest on my show.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely I'm gonna actually text Ron right now and ask him.
Man, I would love to have him on the show. He was awesome, man. Like he's fun personality.
He's a great dude, man.
No.
Yeah, so I text him for you and I'll see what he says.
Yeah, his own podcast happening. Rebuilding Buff too.
Yeah, okay. Buff does.
Good for him. You know what I want to ask you, because I'm sure you talk about your WCW stuff and HWA stuff a lot. I'm more interested on your international stuff, like All Japan and all.
Oh, dude, yeah, All Japan was a fucking dream come true for me, man. I don't know if you remember the guy who used to be with Alex Wright. He came in as the Wall, Jerry.
Yeah.
And then he was in the Misfits.
We worked indies with him.
Great fucking guy, man. He was one of my best friends in the wrestling business, and when he passed away, dude, it was a sad day in my life, man. He was a great dude. Quick story about him though. When I got hurt in Helsinki, Finland, one of my European tours, I almost got killed in Europe. I was over there 3 weeks in the hospital. I had full facial reconstructive surgery. Jerry actually called. I got a hold of him finally after a couple weeks. I was in a hotel because I couldn't fly. And he literally, when I called him, he pulled the car over and started bawling, crying. This big motherfucker. You know how big Jerry is. He's what, 300 pounds? Big fucker.
He was a lot big. Yeah.
Nicest guy in the world, bro.
Yeah.
But going back to Japan, he's the reason I got to Japan. Not the sole reason. I mean, my work got me there too. Don't get me wrong, but he helped me. You know, he pulled some strings, and I knew Muda from WCW, and I knew Kaz Hayashi from WCW, and they were at the time. Kaz Hayashi and Muda were in the office in All Japan. That was kind of like the transition after Baba was out. Baba had already passed away.
His wife was running it, right?
Yeah, his wife was running it, and
Kawada, right? Yeah,
Kawada, and it was actually after Johnny Ace had left, so I wasn't there when Johnny Ace was there. So man, I got to wrestle all their top guys, and I'm talking. I wrestled Muda in the main event. What else could you ask for? Wrestle Muda in the main event in Japan.
That's fucking awesome.
I wrestled Kawada, me and ECMO, Eddie Fatu that passed away, Umaga.
Yeah.
We actually got to the finals of the tag team tournament, and
is that the carnival? Is the carnival tournament? Is that what it's called?
It might have been. Been. I don't even remember, honestly. I'll be honest with you. When I was in that tournament, bro, I was in awe. I'm like, I cannot believe we're making it to the finals. And guess who I got to wrestle? Fucking Kawada.
That's awesome.
And Taya.
Tayo Kea?
Yeah, Kea. Yeah.
Mossman.
Awesome, dude. That motherfucker can work, and he's a good dude, man. So me and Ekmo's I don't know. I'm getting so excited. I might have been tag team partners with Kay. I don't even remember. But I know I get to wrestle fucking Kawada, bro. And I'm fucking like, I get to wrestle Kawada. This is fucking amazing in the fucking finals of the fucking tag tournament. Of course, we lost. But, man, if they'd had me go over Kawada in that, I would have fucking shit my pants. Because, I mean, dude, that's amazing. You know the history of Japanese pro wrestling and the way their whole culture, man, is unbelievable. And I actually wanted to move there, but I was going through a divorce, and I never got an opportunity to, but I would have loved to move there.
Yeah,
I got to wrestle Kojima, and you've seen Kojima. I don't know if you...
At that time, Kojima was hot.
Oh, he was the number one guy in Japan, bar none.
Because he went over to All Japan with Muda, right?
Yeah. Dude, that dude, he could fucking fart, get on the top rope, fart, and the fucking crowd would do whatever the fuck he said. And he was amazing. So me and Jerry and like Elix Skipper, we're wrestling like 3-man tags. We're wrestling like Muda, Kawada. We're wrestling fucking, Kojima. We're wrestling all these old time, like this young kid, he was a young boy, Hama or something like that. Dude, I'm wrestling all these guys, dude, and I'm in awe. Like, I'm like, it happened so fast that I didn't even get to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because it was so amazing to me that it was like, fuck, I can't believe I'm wrestling like Muda in Japan in a fucking main event. It happened so fast that you can't enjoy it. And I wish I would have been able to enjoy it more, but back when you're doing it and you're in the moment, you think it's going to last forever and you don't realize.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. I have a lot of regrets because like I never bothered people for like pictures or even an autograph because I didn't want to feel like a mark.
Yeah,
Johnny always told us you don't take pictures with the boys.
Don't take pictures with the boys.
Well, you do kind of learn that too. But nowadays, dude, that shit.
But you know what? I regret it because those were like a lot of people passed away.
Oh, dude,
a lot of people, and I'm like, man.
I mean, I got a couple pictures with like Jerry and stuff, but they're not great pictures. They're not like, dude, if I'd have had some of the pictures, and I do have some Japanese magazines with like me and Jerry in it, Gum of the Ring or whatever, but god dang, bro. Like, I wrestled fucking Muda and Kawada. Them motherfuckers ain't going to be around forever. And, man, if I had pictures of those guys, it'd be amazing.
It's tough, man, when, nowadays everybody takes pictures. Like, I was excited when me and my brother got to work the Headbangers. I was like, you know what, man, I'm going to take a picture. I was like, hey, you mind taking a picture?
The first people we ever took a picture with.
Well, those guys are pretty cool dudes.
Yeah, like that's like the first dudes that, we aren't like friends with that we were like, hey, you want to take a picture?
Those guys used to do indie shows around Washington, PA, where I used to work indies. When that's how I first met them, when I first started doing indies.
Yeah, they're super cool dudes.
Yeah,
man.
they're real cool.
I remember the one. I can't remember the taller guy. I think what was his name? Well, we were in the locker room in Washington, PA. I'll never forget this. There was a woman in the locker room I think it was one of the boys' wives or something, but she kept coming in there and like, it was almost like she was trying to watch guys like change. It was weird. So I remember that Thrasher, like, he's like, dude, get this fucking woman out of here. Like, I got to change, or whatever. Finally, he fucking pulls his pants down and grabs his dick, like, right in her face. Oh, shit. And, yeah, fucking, like, grabs his pecker and right in her face and shit. And I guess it pissed whoever guy it was, but they'd already done some stuff for WWF. So, that guy wasn't going to fuck with those guys because he didn't want to,
There's some big dudes, man. Like,
they're tall.
Dude, when I first met them, they were big guys. And I don't think they're as big as they used to be, but yeah, they weren't little fucking guys.
No, it's still pretty big.
Like for me, like watching them, I till this day, I'm still like, man, like, because at that time when they were in WWE, they were small compared to the Godwins, LOD, freaking Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. Like those dudes are, and it's like, man, these dudes look small. Then when you see them in the locker room, I'm like, fuck, these dudes are tall as fuck.
Yeah, so I can imagine how big everybody else is.
Yeah, right. Well, I remember when the first time we were in the locker room with LOD, I was like, God damn.
And they're cool guys too, man.
Yeah, they were really cool.
Like Animal is one of the nicest motherfuckers you'll meet.
They were both cool. Yeah.
Hawk actually gave me face paint because I used to paint my face with
did he really?
Like,
that's awesome.
With, like clown makeup that I bought from like a fucking costume store. And he's like you're gonna get this shit all over the ring and all over people's gear. And I'm like, yes, sir. So he like goes to his bag and comes back with a fucking thing of paint. He's like, use this shit. I was like,
listen here, kid. I'll fucking wear whatever I want.
I was like, thank you. I painted my face with it. I'm like, here you go. He's like, hey, you can keep it. I was like,
yeah, I'd have fucking framed that.
He said, you keep it. I don't want your neighbor germs.
I would have framed that shit.
Well, it was a tube. I think I still actually have it. It was
that's another thing. Paint. Like guys I used to share the locker room, like Bret Hart. Bret Hart was one of the coolest motherfuckers in WCW. I became good friends with Eddie Guerrero. I used to travel with Eddie. He was down in HWA with us. We'd go to dinner every night, train, and never took any pictures with him or nothing, dude. It's like, fuck. Like,
that's another one I didn't take a picture. Well,
we got a group picture with
Eddie. I got a group picture with Eddie.
He might be in our group picture, but dude, I mean, I used to go to the gym with him every day. I used to fucking go out and eat dinner with him every night. It's like, I never got one fucking picture with him.
Did he eat the egg whites and chicken?
He's a kayfabe motherfucker. He used to go to fucking Arby's and eat damn fucking 5 roast beef sandwiches.
Oh man, he killed it. He goes, I need 2 chicken breasts and 2 egg white omelets. And I'm like, well, that's what I'm gonna have too then.
Yeah, see, that's how I used to eat too on the road and stuff. We always, like me, Chuck Palumbo, I remember we always used to, like, we went to Waffle House, we'd get, our eggs with no grease and get the whites and, the chicken breast and all that shit. And then we'd go to like fucking Outback, just get a steak with the vegetables and all that good stuff. And
I would have been hanging out with Eddie Guerrero if we going to Arby's and eating fucking 5 Arby's sandwiches.
Well, now Eddie ain't
hell yeah, Eddie, let's do this shit.
But now when we were down training in the ring all day and then going to the gym at night, he.
So when you were with Eddie, you met him, you knew him in WCW?
I knew him in WCW. Always a good guy. He was always really cool with me in WCW. Actually, he let me have his room a lot. When we were coming up in the power plant and getting on TV and stuff, we never had our rooms or cars paid for. So a lot of these guys would, let us ride with them. Or they'd say, hey, listen, we're going to the next town. Here's the key to my room. Go ahead and stay in my room tonight and, fuck whatever. So Eddie did that for me a lot. And, I always appreciated that shit. But, I never, when Eddie was up in WWF and got his big, break and he was fucking on top of the world, bro, I kind of lost touch with him. And, it's a shame I never really got to see him before he died and stuff because me and him were pretty good friends down in HWA.
So cool. you became friends like when he got hired back, right? After.
Yeah, well, he actually got fired again. I don't know if you guys remember the situation where, and he used to teach us we used to call them the Guerrero rolls, like we used to call them the Regal rolls in the ring, but then we renamed them the Guerrero rolls because he actually got fired from WWF. Then they brought him back, and then he went back to Florida to go home one weekend, got drunk and wrecked his fucking car, got ejected from his car, and he got fired again.
That's when we met him.
So he come back to the school after he got rehired and was like, yeah, man, I got ejected out of the car and the Guerrero roll helped me out and saved my life. I just did a Guerrero roll. So we're in the ring doing Guerrero rolls, and that's why we renamed them the Guerrero rolls.
Yeah, we met him when he got let go, because then he started doing indies, and I picked him up actually.
He went on his first indie.
On his first indie show. His first indie show after.
Good dude, wasn't he?
That's how I met him. Yeah, he great.
Awesome fucking dude. And he did independent shows. Like he was wrestling on fucking night.
Oh, dude, he was out there fucking tearing it up, man. Him
and we did like a 4-way match one night at some fucking flea market in Batavia or somewhere, Ohio. And I swear to God, we were at WrestleMania. The way the motherfucker wanted to work and call the match and shit, and we're like, and I'm all in, man. I'm like,
hey, Eddie, you went out on TV, brother.
But I had Sean Casey, who's played for Cincinnati Reds. I was good friends with, so he actually come to the show. So, and that made me want to wrestle even harder because he was there. And, wrestling Eddie Guerrero, if you don't go fucking 100%, then you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, you're wrestling fucking Eddie Guerrero, and he's going 100%, so why wouldn't you?
So that's another question. How are you friends with Sean Casey? How'd you meet him?
Through WCW, man. That was one of the perks that I love.
He's a big wrestling fan.
Oh, yeah.
I seen him.
So the first time I met him
doing all kinds of wrestling promos and shit.
Yeah, I was going to try to get him on my podcast because he's got a podcast. But now that I'm not doing it anymore, I might start it back up and have him on. But I met him through WCW. Nicest fucking guy you'll ever meet. And became friends with him. Hell, he used to have me over at his house in Cincinnati and cook me chili and shit all the time. Like, I remember one night, me, Shannon Moore, Jimmy Yang, Lassereau, Jamie Noble, we all went over to his house. He cooked us all chili. We were watching the World Series, actually, and he was still playing baseball, but Cincinnati wasn't in the World Series that year. So he had us over his house, man. Nicest fucking dude, man. But and then I would bring him down. I got a story with Sean Casey and Vince McMahon. I'll tell you in a second. But so I brought him down to the HWA ring, and I let him get in the middle of the ring, and all the guys surrounded him, and he fucking marked out, dude. He was fucking like a kid in the candy store. So we're all feeding him. He's punching us, and we're all fucking taking bumps, and he fucking just looking around like he's the biggest motherfucker in the world. He's like, "Come on, motherfuckers, who's next?" And he's like, so we made his day doing that shit. So he was always good to us, man. And treated us good.
You're making that very happy if you start podcasting again, Allan.
Well, I didn't.
And then look who we got. We got Pierce Austin. Just hit my music.
Hit my music.
Bang.
But so a quick story with Sean Casey. So Sean Casey is a 3-time All-Star. It ain't like he's a ham and egger in fucking baseball.
No, yeah, he had a nice career, man.
310 lifetime batting average. Tell me who's better than that.
Power hit for good power too.
Every game I went to watch him play, he was 3 for 4, 4 for 4.
That's awesome.
That motherfucker was a hitter. So, and I ain't just saying that because I'm buddies with him, but that motherfucker was a baseball player. There's a reason they call him the mayor in Cincinnati. So we're in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm like, Sean, he knows Raw's in town. That's when we go to WWE. So I'm down in Cincinnati with HWA. So I said, Sean, I want you to come to the show with me. He's like, you serious? Like, he's like, like, I'm Sean Casey. I'm nobody. You want me to come to the show? So I was like, dude, you're fucking Sean Casey. Fuck yeah, I want you to come. He goes, we getting backstage? I said, yes, motherfucker, we're going backstage. So I meet it. He gets to the arena because we had to be there early. He didn't want to get there that early because, with WWE and shit, you got to be there like at 1 o'clock. So, we got to sign in and all that. So when he gets to the, I actually had a cell phone at this time. It was like 2001. So we actually had a cell phone. So he calls me when he gets there. So I go down the elevator and I meet him in the parking lot. And of course, everybody knows who he is. So me and him are in the elevator. We're going up. Well, actually, I'm sorry. When we get in the elevator, who's standing there? Fucking Vince, Shane, and Stephanie. So I'm like, great. I'll introduce him to all the, to the fucking owner of the company. And he's fucking popping big time because he's like, holy shit, it's fucking Vince McMahon. So, and Shane and Stephanie was always cool with me. So the door opens up, we walk in. I'm like, hey, Shane, he gives me the man hug. And, hey, Allan, what's going on? I'm like, hey, man, it's Sean Casey, man, from the Reds. He's like, oh, shit, and he fucking shaking Sean's hand or whatever. Stephanie's like, oh, my God, it's an honor to meet you, Sean. And, fucking for the Reds, he plays first base. I'm fucking bragging on him. So I turn to Vince. I say, Vince, Sean Casey. And Vince fucking looks and fucking turns his head. Wouldn't even say hi. Dude, I felt like that fucking tall. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And then Stephanie and Shane got quiet. And I'm like, this motherfucker no sold me. Like, he's like, fuck Sean Casey. And I'm like, I was like,
I don't even know what baseball is.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. If it would have been the Allen Funk right now, fucking 5'11", 22, I'd have fucking slapped the piss out of that motherfucker. I don't give a shit. Because that shit was disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
So I looked at him and I looked at Sean and I was like, I didn't know what to do. And I'm like, I said, Sean, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. So we get up to fucking floor. I was so fucking mad. I don't even remember who got off first. When we get off, me and Sean are together then. And I was like, Sean, I shook his hand. I apologized to him. I said, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I don't know what to tell you, man. I felt like shit. So, but Sean's such a nice guy. He didn't give a shit. I mean, he might have gave a shit, but he was like, don't worry about it, man. He always made you feel like, it's no big deal. He was real laid back, and it didn't fucking bother him one bit, but it bothered the shit out of me.
Yeah, but definitely, man. I can.
That's my Vince McMahon story with Sean.
Shit, that's crazy.
But Sean, we got him to do a pre-tape with Christian and Edge, I think, Christian and Edge did a pre-tape with him, and he was fucking fired up, bro. And then I got him a ringside seat, so I kept going back and forth from the back to sit down with him and watch the show and stuff. And dude, he was like a fucking little kid, man. He loved it.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome.
When I had cable, I used to watch MLB Network all the time.
All right, every
time
he was on
there,
podcast, I'm gonna get Sean Casey on your sports show too.
Oh man, fuck yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah,
Mega might actually fucking know him too, because Mega used to work for Tops.
Yeah,
so he
Sean's
might
a good dude,
know.
Man.
He might know that giant neighbor.
You know who else I became friends with through WCW in the baseball business? Steve Klein, which was a pitcher. Danny Graves, of course.
Steve Klein was with. He
was with the
Cleveland,
Cardinals,
right?
Well, he was with Cleveland. Now check this out. Sean and Steve both told me that the Cleveland Indians told them they were fucking shit and they'd never amount to nothing in baseball. And Sean became a 3-time All-Star, fucking 310 lifetime batting average. Steve was one of the best closers at baseball at one point when he pitched for the Cardinals. And I think they even told Danny Graves that. I think it was Danny Graves. Yeah, Danny Graves was one of the best relievers in fucking baseball at one point. So, yeah, I mean, it's just like wrestling. Sometimes you hear these stories like they tell fucking CM Punk he ain't worth a shit. He'll never fucking make it, or Mankind, and then they become, icons in the business.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but also I knew Tony La Russa. Tony La Russa, I actually used to see him all the time, and he was cool as shit.
Wow.
Yeah, you said Mankind. Johnny told Mankind he was never gonna make it because he kicked with his left foot.
I believe that shit too, man.
He goes, you kick with your left foot? He goes, Jesus Christ, this guy's never gonna make it.
Unless he goes to Mexico
now.
God dang. But plus, I don't know if you knew this, LowRyda. I used to sit in Steinbrenner's box every time we went to New York and watch a game.
No shit.
That motherfucker knew me. It was funny, man. I used to wear my hair up like the Kwee style. And I remember one day I was getting on in this private. He had an elevator going up to his box. So I remember me and Bobby Heenan and Mike Sanders, I think, was there. Mike Tenay, and then Ross Foreman. He was one of the writers, and he works for TNA still. So we go to get in the elevator. The elevator door opens. Steinbrenner's standing there. He looks at me. He goes, "Holy shit!" He's like, "What the hell?" But he already knew me, and he was fucking around because I had my hair up. I guess he never saw me with my hair up because I usually had a baseball cap on. But I actually still have a New York Yankees hat that Steinbrenner personally gave me.
I got a autograph of him right on this baseball here.
Shit, I got a baseball signed by the whole fucking Yankees team with Roger Clemens with the Subway Series.
Oh shit!
2000.
And all my signatures are legit. I actually held the ball when they signed the motherfucker.
Oh, mine are all also because I actually had to run up to them as a 12-year-old kid with my ball and a marker.
Damn. And
I
Steve
got Bernie Williams on that one. I got a bunch of other people
Bernie
on
Williams.
that
Who
one.
the fuck's he ever beat?
Man. He's a hell of a guitar player.
Is he? No, he's a
Yeah,
good dude, man. I never met Bernie though, but he was a hell of a baseball player. But yeah, man, Steve Klein gave me his shirt that he used to wear under his jersey every night. I still got that. Shit like that. I got a baseball bat from Sean and Steve.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, shit like that. It's that shit's priceless. Sit in Steinbrenner's box, and I actually have a hat he gave me, which I'm an Indians fan, and I refuse to call him the Guardian. So.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that and on the sports show, and we were talking about how the Redskins are now the Commanders, and
yeah, it's fucking brutal, man.
What are you gonna do? Everybody's too sensitive nowadays, bro.
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna win the fucking lotto and give me about $400 billion and get a team called the Pussies.
You could call them the Cleveland neighbors.
the Wabers, baby.
Hey, so Allan, man, right now you're in that sling.
Yeah,
you just had that surgery.
See that big old fucking bicep, man? Look at that,
man. That looks like
Paul Orndorff's arm right now.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, that's fucked up. Come on, man. Paul was my mentor, man.
Got that Paul Orndorff arm.
But you are right about that.
Yeah,
that was right
at
arm.
the end. Yeah, at the end, man, his arm looked fucked up.
Yep, but
still dropped that elbow on your ass.
Paul, dude, let me tell you what. Paul was one of them guys that if that motherfucker didn't like you, you didn't have to guess whether he liked you or not. You fucking knew. I'll tell you a quick story with him and Les Thatcher. So Les Thatcher comes in the power plant. This is right about the time when they're exposing the business with that Rory, the MTV shit.
Yeah, the
rapid delivery,
the masked wrestling.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, that kid. So they're exposing the business a little bit. Well, Paul catches his show, and Paul don't like that shit. He's kayfabe all the way, man. Paul's old school. If you see somebody in the back that ain't fucking supposed to be there, you better fucking go your separate ways, man. You're kayfabing. You know what I mean? So I remember Paul was so fucking mad at Les Thatcher at this point. So Les happens to come to the fucking school. I think Joan London was down there this day. She was shooting some shit. So they were shooting a bunch of shit for TV. For some reason, there was 2-3 TV crews down there. So they're doing some more of this shit with Les Thatcher. He walks into the fucking power plant. Paul fucking flips his lid. Paul comes walking over to me and Chuck Palumbo, and me and Chuck were kind of better friends with Paul than most of the guys for whatever reason. But one, because Chuck was a mechanic and he used to work on Paul's car, his Land Cruiser.
Yeah,
Paul always told me, because I think Chuck even told that story. So Paul always told me I reminded him of him because I was fucking nuts. And when I needed to throw down, fucking you got out of my way or I whipped your ass. There was no other fucking option. And Paul loved that shit about me. So Paul always knew if there was somebody come down for a tryout and they needed their ass whipped, fuck yeah, get them, Funk. That fucking get them. That's a fucking fucking get them. And I'd fucking go in there and fucking run them through them like a bus on. Fucking Paul would be over there with a heart on. Fuck yeah, kid. Fuck yeah. Fuck. And then so here's Les Thatcher walking over here. Les Thatcher's over there with a camera guy and some other people. He's just standing there minding his own business. Paul walks over to me and Chuck. He's like, motherfucker, that's that fucking Les Thatcher over there, ain't it? That fucking I gotta fucking say something. Me and Chuck's like, you gotta say something, Paul. You gotta say it.
Do it.
We're trying to egg him on. We're like, fuck yeah, fuck that motherfucker, Paul.
Sometimes you gotta go say shit.
Paul's like this. He's looking around. He's like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. He fucking goes beelines of fucking Les Thatcher. He fucking looks at him in the face. He's like, puts his fucking finger right in his face. He's like, fuck you, Les. And me and Chuck's like, yeah, the motherfucker's going to kick his ass. And then Paul's like, you motherfucking exposing business, you motherfucker, I'd have whipped your fucking ass. And he's like, fuck you. And he didn't know what to do, so he kept going, fuck you. And then he fucking turns around, he walks over to us. He's like fucking like he's all over the place. And he's looking at me and Chuck, and he's like, fuck, did I do the right thing? We're like, oh yeah, Paul, yeah. He's like, yeah, fuck him, I did it right. Fuck that motherfucker. But man, that's how Paul was, dude. He fucking couldn't hold it, man. If he had something to say, he was fucking saying it.
He did the thing with the nose. That was his
thing.
Oh,
dude, that was his gimmick. That's if you ever talk to Mike Sanders, has to do a Paul Orndorff impression, he'll be sitting there going like this. Like I used to go up to Mike and go, hey Mike, or I'd say, I'd act like he's Paul. I'd say, "Hey, Paul, what are you doing there?" He'd be like, and he's like, fucking biceps, kid. I'm fucking training fucking biceps. You know, and that Paul did that shit all the time, bro. Every time he'd stand there, he'd fucking just stand there and go. He'd look around, and then he'd finally just go, "Fuck yeah, that's a fucking shoot." You know.
Oh shit, man.
But that was Paul, man. He was a trip.
Let me ask you a question, because I know if I ask you this question, you're gonna be honest and you're not gonna be all political.
Oh
shit.
Who how can I say this? Who did you think didn't deserve to be in a WCW ring that was in there?
From the power plant?
And they don't even have to be for the power plant, just in general.
You saw on TV.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough question there.
Well, he already said David Flair.
Well, that doesn't really count. I don't know. I might have to think about this one.
Shit, stumped him.
Who didn't deserve to be in the ring? Well, shit. You know, even to some guys I fucking hated. I mean, they were good athletes and they were fucking hard workers. So they I can't deny that. If I had to say somebody, it's probably just because I don't. Fucking Bagwell, kid. Fucking Bagwell. Fuck yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Marcus. I'm just fucking with you, man.
Who is the biggest shitbag that you think?
Well, you know what really gets on my nerves, and I know he became a good wrestler and stuff, but are we talking about just WCW or WWE?
No, in general.
Anywhere.
In general.
I'm going to say fucking John Cena because he was a dick.
You know, you're not the first
and John Cena, he was fucking handpicked, and I don't give a fuck what that kid says where he says, never quit or whatever. You ever hear a story where he said they were going to get rid of him? That's fucking horseshit. Because let me tell you something. When we were in OVW, we went to HWA. Right after WCW got bought out by WWE. Johnny Ace tells us, me and Sanders and a handful of other guys, you guys are going to HWA. Nobody went to OVW from WCW. They had us with the guys from Memphis, which was Lance Kaide, Ekmo, or Eddie Fatu and his cousin Matty. You had Steve Bradley.
Yeah, who's your daddy Bradley?
And a couple other guys. I'm just drawing a blank because it's I'm trying to talk about it, so I can't remember their names. So I mean, we're already established guys on TV, right? I don't want to get treated like I'm a fucking The Rock or Stone Cold because I'm not. But I want to get treated with a little bit of fucking respect. These guys haven't done TV. They haven't done shit. We go down to OVW, bro. These motherfuckers are handpicked. They're fucking Cornette's boys. They're fucking Danny Davis's boys. These motherfuckers had their airfare and shit. They had a list on the fucking wall of all these guys. John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista. I like Batista. I never really knew Randy Orton. He just always seemed like he was an asshole, but I think that's just his character. Mark Jindrak became good friends with him. I never was friends with him. I never really talked to him. Said hey or whatever and shook his hand, and that was about it. But all these guys, and this I'm separating the WCW guys from these handpicked guys in WWE. They got treated like they were already superstars when we got there. Our whole purpose, the WCW guys, was come up there. We did a show with them on Sundays. We wrestled all these guys. So our purpose was to make those guys better so they could fire us and get these fucking guys ready for TV. And that was our whole purpose because that's exactly how it happened. And now that I, look back on it, I didn't realize at the time there was subtle, stuff going on, which I'm about to tell you, like the airfare. Like they had a list of all these guys from OVW. Not one WCW guy in it. They paid for all their airfares home and this and that. So I go over and I'm talking to Cornette and Les Thatcher and stuff. I'm like, where's all our fucking flights to go home for Christmas? Oh, you guys got to drive. You got to find your own way fucking home. And we're all looking at each other, like me and Mike Sanders and a couple other guys and Ginger. We're like, well, what the fuck? Like, we're just here fucking training these motherfuckers. And then we saw the writing on the wall. It started getting clear that, we're there to make these guys better. And 2 weeks before Christmas, They fucking fired all of us 2 weeks before Christmas.
Wow.
So, and that just goes to show you that we were right about being the fucking, guys go up there and help these fucking guys get ready for TV and then fucking shit can us. I don't care what anybody says. That's how it was.
Wow.
Not saying that some of these guys couldn't work already, but we come from TV. They want us there for a reason. Like me and Sanders and Brian Adams and Eddie Guerrero and all of us, we're all working with these young kids, matches with these guys to make them better. And then they get rid of us 2 weeks before fucking Christmas. What does it look like to you?
Nah, it definitely looks like that.
We're helping all these indie guys, not taking nothing away from them, because a lot of those guys, there was a guy named Matt Striker down there, not the Matt Striker that was on WWE, but another
Unibrow, yeah.
Oh, was it Unibrow?
Yeah. Unibrow Striker.
The one from HWA, and
yeah,
dude, they got some good fucking talent down there. Don't get me wrong, but it was like we helped those guys because they work with us all the time, and we never bitched about going or letting them guys go over on us, because I don't give a fuck if I ever want a match in wrestling, to be honest with you. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I mean, unless you were putting a title on me and stuff and trying to help my career, that's great. But hell, I could have lost every match I ever wrestled, and I wouldn't have given a fuck. It was the same pay, right?
Yeah. That was my thing when I got to do that SmackDown match. I was like, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm just happy to be on fucking TV.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Bitch about it? You wouldn't be back ever,
I was telling Kenny yesterday about it, because I was like, I worked Ryback, and he walked up and, hey, I'm gonna hit you with this clothesline, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, all right. I said, listen, I'm just here to make sure that I take your moves and help you get over any way you need,
Yeah.
And then when he started seeing me talking to like a couple of the guys that I know from, indies up in New York, and he starts talking to Striker. Striker's like, yeah, me and him started together, and he's like, oh shit. After that, he's like, hey, how long have you been working? At that time, it was like 12 years. He's like, oh. Then
that's what I hate about the wrestling business, man.
Cool. Okay, yeah. But before that, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking take your head off with this clothesline.
Yeah. And that's my biggest gripe with the wrestling business. Because listen, why didn't you start a conversation like that when we fucking met? Like, hey, why don't you introduce yourself? What's your name? How long you been working? What's so fucking hard about that? That's what I hated about the wrestling business. I never treated anybody like that. I always treated guys like they were my equal, even if they had 2 matches. What's the point of being a dick to somebody when you don't have to be? You know what I mean? I'd never went up to somebody and act like I was better than them. And hey, kid, you're working to me tonight. Like I went up to Adrian Bird or whatever. Hey, kid, you're working me tonight. Your body's not as good as mine. Fuck off. I'm going to give you this. You're not getting shit. That's how some of those guys were, though.
Yeah.
But what's the point of that shit? It makes no sense to me.
I don't know, man. It's one of them things. I guess you're the big time guy, especially at that time. Ryback was they were bringing him in hot. And
they were pushing. That was his debut. You had him.
Yeah, I worked him on his debut.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have to go back and try to watch that match. I don't remember.
He was like, yeah,
right after WrestleMania.
I was like, yeah, okay, fuck it. I'm in. I was just happy to do it.
Well, shit, that's awesome, man. I mean, there ain't nobody else could say they worked Ryback on his debut.
Yeah, I did it on SmackDown too, and I was like, you know what, man, fuck. I'm after that, I was like, if I don't ever wrestle again, it is what the fuck it is. Because for me, I always wanted to make it and at least have a match in the WWE ring.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have still would love to go hit Japan or Puerto Rico or something like that. But I was like, man, fuck. If I can, that to me was, I was like, man, I wish it was the Garden, but
yeah, no shit.
It was in Orlando, but fuck it.
See, you know what? I never got to have an official match in the WWE ring. All the rings that we did, like at HWA, were all like WCW rings.
Oh, no shit.
Even at OVW, they didn't have a WWE ring.
Oh, we worked the WrestleMania 3 ring. That ring was stiff as shit.
Was it really?
Yeah,
oh
with Alpha.
God. Yeah, Alpha. They gave Alpha the WrestleMania 3 ring. That ring was stiff as hell.
Wonder that was the fucking. It was probably reinforced because he was slamming Andre in that ring, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably.
That ring was like a freaking.
But I heard
It
their
was like
old.
a boxing ring. Almost.
I heard their old rings were like that though. Their old rings were real stiff.
I don't know, man. I the rings they got now, I'd like to fucking take a couple bumps in them.
Yeah, those things look nice now.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, we wrestled like down here in Atlanta. I was booked on as talent after I got released from WWE. So I go down to Phillips Arena, and then before the match, they want you to go in the ring and work out with some of the guys or whatever, right? So I remember there was a bunch of guys in there. I remember Vince was actually at ringside at this time when I walked out there. So I got my gear on and stuff. So I said, fuck it. Shawn Michaels is out there. Kane, maybe The Undertaker was too. I can't remember. But I remember I said, you know what? Fuck these motherfuckers. Nobody's doing shit. I'm going to get in the ring and take over. So I jumped in the ring and I said, fuck it. I started calling all kinds of shit. I'm calling fucking leapfrogs and fucking all kinds of shit. I start chopping the fuck out of these motherfuckers. I mean, I'm angry out. I'm aggressive as fuck, dude. I'm fucking, arm dragging these motherfuckers. I'm back dropping them. I'm calling all kinds of shit. Nobody else is calling shit. So I was like, fuck it. I'm taking over. So they, Vince and Shawn Michaels actually noticed. They're like, fuck, Shawn Michaels comes and goes, fuck, who's this guy? He's just taking over shit. He goes, Shawn Michaels said, I actually like this guy. But I've met Shawn before, so he might just not recognize me. I don't know. But so I took over the fucking ring, basically, and I'm chopping the shit out of guys. I'm telling them, fuck, if you don't want to work, get the fuck out. Get somebody in here that wants to work. And I was like, well, fuck it. I'm thinking, power plant I got the mentality that you got fucking Vince, fucking Shawn Michaels, and fucking Kane and all these motherfuckers out here watching you. I mean, I figured, fuck it. I'm going to try to make I want to catch your eye, So I did catch Shawn Michaels' eye, but nothing ever came out of it. But that was the only time I really got into WWE ring and did anything.
Damn.
Do you remember the guy that's married to Sumi? You know who Sumi is?
Sumi Sakai?
Yeah, Dave. Fuck is Dave's name? Fuck. Her husband. You ever met him?
The indie worker?
Yeah.
He's a Spanish kid, right?
Yeah, Dave. Fuck, I can't believe I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He was there. Yeah. Well, he's good friends with Fit Finley and his wife. That's how he got kind of into business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I remember he was there, and I can't remember if I think he was afraid to get in the ring, or
personally, I think he's the shits, but
is he? I don't know. I never worked him. I don't know.
He never worked any shows with us. She always worked. He was always just there in the back.
But I know the kid's like a shooter for real. From what I hear, I don't know. Like he knows jujitsu and shit.
So he likes to lay on his back.
I mean, so does Hoyce Gracie. You gonna fuck him up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe now. Back in the day, I mean, shit.
No, I don't even know about now. That dude still probably pulled those fucking submissions out of nowhere.
Shit, he works for Glock now. He'll just shoot your ass.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, he's got a deal with Glock, yeah.
Shit, fuck.
Because my buddy was in the Marines with Ermy, Arlie Ermy. And he used to go to Africa. You don't remember Ermy from fucking Full Metal Jacket?
No.
You fucking maggot.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The old dude?
God dang, you don't remember Ermy?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he used to go to Africa with Ermy. So, Ermy had a big deal with Glock. So, he used to go to these Glock shoots with Ermy. So, they had Hoyce Gracie then got a contract. So, he's working with Glock. No, that's how I know. I think he's still got a contract with Glock.
But I like it. Pretty fucking cool. I'd take that.
Fuck yeah. Taking a minute.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Hey, listen, guys, I hate to cut you off, man.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's all good.
But, we want to touch anything
else?
It's
past that bedtime.
Yeah.
I was gonna pull up them pictures, man, of your.
Pull them up. You got them on.
Look at this, man.
Okay, so that's my growth on my shoulder. It does look like a nipple. So that's my head right up here. Or wait, I don't know if you can see. No, you can't see.
We can't.
So that's my shoulder. My head's up on the left-hand side of the
left,
picture.
right?
What's sticking out of your shoulder?
Everything.
So that's what that is. That's the same
nipple.
thing. It's one of the sutures or whatever was pushing out, so it was pushing the tissue out with it.
Oh my god!
It looked like a fucking nipple.
Gross.
That's out of my shoulder.
That looks fucking gross.
And it leaked like you wouldn't believe. Like it would pour like shit out of it. It was crazy.
Man.
So
Yeah.
I'm going through this right now. I still got my brace on.
That thing is gone though.
No, it's still there, but it's not. It's only sticking out just a little bit, just above the skin.
So you got a triple nipple now.
I got 3 fucking nipples.
But that's you like the turkey.
And let me tell you something. I milked the shit out of that fucker too. But yeah, so I had shoulder surgery. They almost couldn't fix it. I tore all 4 tendons, and that was
how's the hand doing?
Oh, from the wreck? Oh yeah, I got in a wreck right before I got surgery. Actually, my hand's still black and blue, bro. Believe it or not. So I got a lawsuit going. I got me a lawyer, man. I'm gonna get me some money, you know.
You know what, man?
You can't perform in the ring no more because that fucked you up.
Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy the MWA Podcast Network and fire that fucking wanker.
Oh, we got Clyde Lawrence. What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while, Alan. Hope you're doing all right.
Hey, Clyde, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
But yeah, man. We're gonna wrap it up. Alan, thank you, man.
Thank you, man, for coming on.
We miss you, brother.
And, yeah, man. Anytime you guys want me on, man, I'm all better now. So.
If you're free on a Tuesday, brother, and want to do some sports, man.
Yeah, I did that with you at one time. Yeah, it was fun.
You know, you're more than welcome to jump on with us. You know, Tuesday we do.
Especially baseball season's on.
Yeah, it's baseball season. You know,
the Tribe's playing. Well, I still call them the Tribe, man. It's hard not to.
They're always gonna be the Indians to me, bro.
I mean, shit, dude. I grew up with the Indians. I still got my. I'll wear my Wahoo hats. If I go to the game, I'm wearing the Chief Wahoo hat. Fuck them new hats.
Yeah, that's a damn shame.
Hey, Ned, thank you.
And obviously, Alan, if you do decide to come back to the podcast, and
I miss it, but I don't miss it. You know what I mean?
Feel free to hit up your boys, and we'll gladly be on with you.
Yeah, man. I never did have you guys on my show, did I?
No, we never
got you, and you never got us.
Once you started, you think you're gonna be doing it forever, right?
Right.
Yeah, man. We just hit a year actually on the 2nd of May.
Yeah, I was short of a year, but I'm a quitter, so.
Well, shit, you would have been out for at least while you were getting.
I wouldn't have been able to do it for a while, so it's probably a good thing I quit when I did.
It would have been hard to hold the mic.
Hell, I should have grew a beard. Now I feel naked. I should have grew a beard watching you now.
Well, I'm trying to look handsome.
I want to ask you real quick. That thing up there looks like a dildo in that thing. What is that up there?
Ain't no dildos up here,
You see that? Look at that, Louis, right up here in the left, right up to the left of him. Looks like a dildo, red dildo. On the other side. The other side.
The other side. Go.
Look like a red
right
dildo.
Yeah.
Right there. Nah, over. Right there.
Yeah.
That guy?
On the far left, right there.
The far left.
This?
Right there.
Look like
a red dildo.
This here?
No, the last figure.
In the case.
Oh, that
right
one?
There. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck off.
It really does.
That's the LowRyda figure.
That's a LowRyda figure.
I know, I'm just fucking with you, but it does look like a dildo from here.
Yeah. The other one on the other corner, it looks like Benoit balls.
You know what? It fucking does. Those either Benoit balls or anal beads.
Yeah.
That's the Boogaloo figure.
No, on the other side. The other side.
Well, over
the
here?
Opposite.
Right
corner,
there. Yeah. The other corner.
I don't know, man. Fuck y'all.
And the one on the top, right? That white one looks like a butt plug.
That's just the lighting, though.
That looks like a butt plug.
That's just the reflection of the lights. Fuck you guys.
Did you get an autographed butt plug from Piers Austin and Charles Redmond?
Yeah. They issue them as soon as you sign up to work for MWA.
How come I didn't get one?
Yours?
They call it the Thunder from Down Under.
That's fucking bullshit. Actually, they did send me one. It was used. They didn't clean it.
Oh man! Well, Louis bought a used fleshlight.
I bought a used fleshlight on Amazon.
Did you? That's awesome.
Yeah. I wanted to try it.
God dang!
So yeah, it said.
Bought it on eBay.
On Amazon. When I ordered it, said like new, so it was okay.
Oh fuck yeah, that's awesome.
But Alan, man, I'm gonna keep in touch with you, brother, man. I definitely miss you, man, and miss bullshitting with you, man. And
you know what? I think I got Lou's cell phone, right?
I'll shoot you a message.
You have my new number?
I don't know. Yeah, shoot me a message on Instagram or something, and I'll send you a text message, and then you guys can save my number.
Yeah, definitely, brother.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, Alan, you got anything coming up? You doing any autograph signings?
Yeah, dude, I don't have shit coming up, man. The last thing we did, we had that power plant Hall of Fame
thing.
So I finally got my power plant Hall of Fame ring. I got a couple guys that were interested in booking me for some autograph stuff. So, if they ever do, I'll take my power plant, Hall of Fame ring and show it off a little bit because they're cool rings. So.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well,
but I don't have anything coming up, man.
Listen,
I'm just trying to get this shoulder better and worry about getting myself better.
You're not even able to work now, right?
No, dude, I hadn't done shit, man. I been sick. I had a fever for fucking 3 weeks with this fucking infection, sleeping all fucking day and just being sick, man.
Fuck, man.
Lost 30 pounds and, but I'll get it back quick. It ain't no big deal. I'll be back in the gym hanging and banging here pretty soon, hopefully.
Hanging and banging, baby.
Just doing physical therapy 3 days a week now, trying to get I got a little bit of movement in my shoulder. I can move it, a little bit, but I've been going in the gym doing legs and stuff, trying to do what I can, in between being sick and stuff. But, it's all good, man. I'll be back to normal before you know it.
All right.
Yeah, man, definitely. Well, listen, brother, I miss you. Definitely need to keep in touch with you. So I'm going to shoot you a message with.
Yeah. Let me get your cell phone. That way I can send you, fuck you, LowRyda messages every day.
Just don't send me any dick pics.
I like
shit, I ain't going to.
Stupid.
If I'm going to send you something, I want you to be able to see
That's
it.
stupid, Brad.
That's stupid. Everything you post, I put that's stupid.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
But me and Brad text daily.
he's a good dude too, man.
Yeah, he's working for some wrestling school up there in Hendersonville, right outside of Nashville.
Yeah, I've seen him posting stuff, man.
Doing all their graphics and shit like that. So, yeah, I keep in touch with him. He's a good dude.
Thanks, Pops. Thanks for tuning in, of course. Annette, thank you.
Thanks, Annette. Thanks, Pops. Yeah, man. It was good being back on the show, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Like I said, brother. Look, Annette says, get well, Allan.
I'm getting there, Annette. Thank you.
And my Pop says it for you to stay safe.
Thanks, Pops.
Brother. We will gladly have you back on anytime you want to come on. And if you want to come on the sports show, you're more than welcome anytime.
Yeah, shit. I'll hop on here any day, man.
We can talk some baseball. We can do all baseball all day. Or I know you're
the Indians ain't doing too good now, but they got their ups and downs right now.
Well, hey, I think did they already sign what the fuck's his name? Third baseman kid or second baseman now? The Spanish kid.
Yeah, they got him.
They got him. They roped him in, right?
Yes,
I know they were working on the extension.
Since you asked me his name, I don't fucking know. It's been hard for me to catch a lot of the games because I go to bed early, and fucking some, they've been playing out in the West Coast. They ain't on till fucking 10 o'clock. I'm already in bed.
Yeah, that's I'm amazed that you're still up right now.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Guys, make sure y'all follow Allan on Instagram, Twitter,
Funk Allan,
Facebook, Funk Allan,
FUNKALLAN.
So make sure y'all check them out.
Or look up the Weber.
Also, make sure you guys pick up some Health Vape. HealthVape.com. Use that code MWA pod for that 10% discount.
Yeah, baby. Smoke a Red Bull.
Yeah, smoke them Red Bulls. And get them sleeves.
Yeah.
Use them dirty boxers, dick sleeves, head sleeves, ass sleeves.
Every time, I put my sleeves on every time I think of Piers and I want to beat my meat.
Use our code MWA pod. 10% discount.
That's where the word dirty comes from.
Oh no. Yeah, don't bring up the Yankees to Mega because she's gonna cry.
What about the Spankies?
Yeah, Mega
what's
crying.
What did he say to you the other day that the Yankees aren't?
He said the Yankees. We were talking about the face, like the main franchise in baseball, the face of baseball.
Yeah.
What team will be the face of baseball?
Oh, easily the Indians.
And he said it's the Dodgers. And I'm like,
nah, dude, come on, man.
I'm like, come on, bro, it's the Yankees.
It's the Cowboys.
I know you're
They're
a Yankee hater.
The Cowboys.
Well, we're talking about baseball, though. But yeah, in football, I do feel like it's the Cowboys, though. Even though they can't win, everybody knows the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're right. They do. I mean, when I was a kid growing up, it was always San Francisco. They were winning everything. or Denver.
Niners, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And-
yeah, I mean, it's definitely the Yankees, bro. Whether you like it or not.
And that came on and was like, she was like, come on, in Australia, we only know the Yankees.
That's because you wankers don't get out of the house.
Yeah, but it's like, come on, man. This dude's like, oh, well, the Dodgers have been to the World Series. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, the Dodgers they have some
but
rich
at the same
history,
time,
but they ain't the Yankees.
yeah. But anyway, let's wrap it up. Thank you, Allan, again.
Oh, yeah,
I appreciate you. I don't know who we got next week, but we'll have somebody. Make sure y'all tune in on tomorrow, right? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow, Killing the Business with Kingpin, Angel, and King Mega.
They ain't on Fridays now.
Nah, they moved to Thursdays now.
Shit, no wonder I couldn't catch them.
Because Angel wants to strip on Fridays.
Yeah,
Does
he goes to the strip.
That motherfucker ain't making no money.
Trying to make extra money. They throwing quarters at him to get him off the stage. He's like that monkey with the cymbals.
Yeah,
and Wednesday mornings, right? Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, so Wednesday mornings, check out the NXT Roundup.
Oh.
And yeah, check out NXT Roundup Wednesday mornings, and you can catch me, Mega, and Kenny, and because Louis don't come to work, so he's about to get future endeavored.
Yeah, you can always catch Piers on Eating the Shit too over there in Australia. Isn't that the name of his show, Eating the Shit?
No, man. Piers does his shows random days, so make sure y'all check him out.
Shit, I think his show's on every fucking day, ain't it?
Yeah,
pretty much. It's Fridays here.
He reached 500 episodes the other day.
200.
Thanks for tuning in, Annette.
Yeah, thank you, Annette. Thank you, Caramel Latte. Thank you, Pops.
Don't forget the German chick. What's her name?
Thank you,
German
lady.
German lady, right? I think that was it. Thank you, Clyde Lawrence. Thank you, Piers Austin. Who else we got that popped in? John Bradley. Thank you. Yeah, German lady. Yeah. Thank you, Angel. Thank you all for tuning in.
Angel.
Appreciate you. Yeah, you know what, man? Fuck. Yeah, I agree. Fuck that guy,
Fuck Angel.
But
fucking
see y'all next week. Thank y'all again. Allan, thank you, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Miss you. See you soon.
Fuck yeah, kid.